Mbingono, who's dispossessed her opponent. Aroti up, looking to pick out Apudiongen. Can't keep the ball down. Oh, and that was Yango looking to sweep the ball into the path of Gabriela Apudiongen, and Tegma has come away with possession. And a free kick has gone the way of Togo. 15 minutes have come and gone. Goalless it remains. Early stages of this tie. Yango has been kept very busy by Tegma.
Yango very desperate to try and rectify the mistake. She really tried to get a pass going but didn't really connect with the teammate. Therefore loses ball possession in that midfield.
Speaking of possession, this is Janet Yango. Unbelievable ability to keep the ball. And this time the pass is completed off the defender into Gabriela Apudiongen. A real chance for Mbingono, and she skied it. Cameroon set up a near perfect break. Apudiongen with a perfectly weighted pass to an onside player who can't find the finish with nobody but the goalkeeper in front of her.
I think she's going to regret that opportunity. What a big chance for Cameroon to take the lead. Well orchestrated passes, trying to get through and penetrate in the passages. I think the captain really doing well with that executed pass into that 18-yard box.
When you look at that passage of play, can you see how Zabu has changed the lineup from having Abam waiting for deliveries to come to her centrally and using Mbelek to using three very quick players who can interchange positions across the front line? That's the kind of defence-splitting movements that those three can make when they combine. Although Joya was not involved in that build-up, that is the kind of danger that the three relatively diminutive players, but incredibly quick and skillful, can put together.
And when they start to run and interchange those positions, they are very deadly. With the experience that Joya has in that front three, she drops really well into midfield to create those openings. And in no matter of time, I think Togo will have to be mindful of the spaces that they leave behind because of the pace that Cameroon possess.
Sabo, the man behind the side, he took over from Alain Jumfa in 2021. Somebody who's coached the men's under-20 national team before he started coaching the women's team. Somebody who has his own ideas and has looked to overhaul this squad. He's certainly kept some star players though, including this woman, Gabriela Apudiongen, who can't get past Kaglan on this occasion. Free kick to Cameroon for the foul in midfield, midway between the halfway line and the 18-yard area, as Ngok goes down under the challenge of Asinho. It was not the most carefully executed attempt to win the ball by Asinho. Was bungling her way into her opponent. The flag of Cameroon waving proudly. Not only above the ground, but around the venue as well, with clusters of Cameroon support. Togolese support as well has not lost its voice. It's still in good spirits and they're still in good cheer. Goalless it remains inside the opening minutes, but Cameroon looks to be building some momentum here. Tegma and Apudiongen going head to head. It's Kaglan who's got a firm header on this and steers the ball away, and now Tegma is pushing forward with Wodiko and Sama down the right. Togo just pushed back for a moment. It's Yango who wins that ball in midfield, bouncing around. Fumitu can steal that ball into the path of one of her teammates. If Joya touches this, I fear she's offside. She's going to be making the run. She's going to get the shot in here. She's going to find the back of the net, but the flag is going to go up. There was no doubt about this, and indeed quite correct from the assistant referee.
Quite correct from the assistant referee, and yet again We saw Njoya in the opening match. She was quite offside a number of times, and I think with her ability and speed that she has, it's always just really trying to run off that shoulder and holding the line until you get that pass. But she really does really well, and I think this can only give her the confidence in front of goal.
So the arm raised, signalling indirect free kick. So the offside stands. Now, with the introduction of VAR, it is about trying to only make the obvious calls for the assistant referees, allow play to continue, and when the passage of play is done, if there is then a situation where VAR needs to be consulted, they can make the decision with the passage of play having played out rather than having one side denied an opportunity. So we've come through 20 minutes without a goal being scored, although the back of the net has been found, and from an offside position for the incredibly dangerous Njara and Chut Njoya. It's Gabriela Burionguen, now captain of this side at his 7th Women's Africa Cup of Nations. She's never won it. She was player of the tournament once on home soil in 2016. Yango's pass through to Njoya. Clearly the Cameroon striker in an offside position. Get goosebumps thinking about her incredible winner against New Zealand at the World Cup in France. The group game that secured passage through to the round of 16 for Cameroon as Estelle Johnson sees this ball clear, and Ngok confirms it even further away. One of the Togolese players is down inside the Cameroon 18-yard area. Ngok wants to continue, but the referee has pulled it into proceedings. And this passage of play is Togolese goal scorer from the opening match from Degma remains down on the turf.
Foul, totally missing the ball there in that regard, and I wonder if it won't be ruled as a foul because she totally missed it. But of course the presence of mind of Johnson really making sure that they clear their lines.
Johnson just coming into shot there. Still Johnson, who hails from the United States effectively. She grew up in Colorado even though she was born in Cameroon. Played in the United States for all of her career except for a short time in Australia. Johnson getting it away. You're right, Bawu came thundering out, completely miscued that. Caught a little bit of Johnson on the way, but caught a lot of Ntegma. He's driven into the turf. The VAR is being consulted here. Kai Tometi might be smiling in a moment. Video assistant referee. VAR office as Johnson gets this ball away comfortably and clearly. It's Bawu who collides with Ndegma in what is ultimately an off-the-ball situation, considering where it's gone. All three were challenging for the ball. That was the idea, at least, before Johnson got the touch on it. Bursha Karbubi has signalled to the referee, but there might be something that she would like to check.
And obviously communication is quite key in those kinds of situations where the centre-back has to really go for the call, or the goalkeeper has to be very loud enough and be assertive in making sure that she actually gets much of the ball to clear their lines.
There does need to be clear communication, but you also don't want to be taking too many risks. Johnson getting there because she felt she needed to, with Ndegma behind her, and there was Talia Gus as well, who was not far away. She was standing in the line of trajectory of that ball, and a foot on that might have seen it steered goal bound. The Ladies Sparrowhawks, they are hopping around the field at the moment. trying to keep themselves warm and limber. The Cameroonians are gathered in two small huddles on the pitch, incidentally, as the referee just watches this over and over. It seems she's ready to make her decision. Having a discussion seemingly as well with one of the other officials through the communication aids that the referees wear. A decision to come, and we're going to see a penalty for the foul by Bawu on Tegma, and Gabriel Zabo is fuming. You called it.
Yeah, I thought, realizing that she was late, I wonder if she had enough time to get out of that situation, and I think that's the kind of communication the referee had to consult with VAR to sort of be certain with the intent behind it. But obviously it's advantage to Togo.
Anjbo has conceded the penalty. She receives the yellow card as well, and Togo have an opportunity to secure a second goal at this tournament. They scored from the penalty mark against Tunisia, which proved ultimately to be a consolation goal. They will attempt from 12 yards out against Cameroon to score what they hope not to be a consolation goal, but certainly a goal that would give them the lead. It is the dangerous Wodiko who stands over this ball. Former Auxerre attacking player, loves to play down the left channel. Somebody who inspired her club this season to the Coupe de France final. They might have lost 8-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in the final, playing for Auxerre in France. But someone who is just days away from her 28th birthday has the opportunity to hand her country the lead against the mighty Cameroon in a Women's Africa Cup of Nations tie. Togo from the penalty mark, courtesy of Afi Wodiko from 12 yards out. Wodiko goes good, and Togo have a second goal at this tournament, but importantly they lead, courtesy of the first Togolese woman to play professionally abroad. Ndegma is still being treated, the player who is fouled in the area, but there is celebrations for Togo as they hit the front, courtesy of Wodiko's strike from the penalty mark.
She shows such great calmness as she approaches that goal. She knew exactly where to put it, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance in that situation.
You certainly don't want to be staring down attacking players who are running straight at you. Quality player though, she does play in the top league. Somebody who's well accustomed to scoring goals as well, and against some more fancied opponents. She was among the players that certainly inspired Auxerre to that Coupe de France final. Disappointingly, come final day, it was not to be their day. Paris Saint-Germain took the team apart. But she did get to meet her idol, Khadija Toudiani, who plays for France of Senegalese heritage. Also one of the stars of the current Paris Saint-Germain outfit. Cameroon nearly 60% possession. Of fouls committed in the early stages here. And Tegma has certainly been the player who's taken a bit of a pounding. Good news is she's back on the pitch. Njotete, cover defence this time, sees the ball out of play, and Zana will have the throw. Zana and Mufumito have not been playing quite as the two enjoy playing. They're both relatively buccaneering fullbacks who like to get forward as a free kick is called. Another injury concern for the Togolese. This time it's Sama who is down. As we hit half an hour, Togo lead by a goal to nil, courtesy of Afi Wodiko's penalty.
Having a second look at that, it almost seems like she landed quite awkwardly. I don't see any contact there from Joya at all.
I think she might have clipped her heel, unwittingly as it was. It's come down a little awkwardly. Kaya Tometi, the Togolese side, leading by a goal to nil. They've certainly been more composed in the second fixture. Cameroon haven't taken their chances. And Togo have created a golden opportunity. Put it away from 12 yards out. Two of the star players, though, now have been down injured within half an hour of the start of this tie. Gabriel Zabo watches on. He took the risk of bringing 19 tournament debutants to Morocco. It means only 7 players have the experience of playing at a WAFCON. 19 of the players are featuring at their first tournament. Some, though, have been playing football for a number of years, like Estelle Johnson, for example, who turns 34 2 days before the final, has been playing the bulk of her career in the United States. Is not inexperienced, but as part of the Cameroon side is relatively inexperienced. As Yango is dispossessed, that's going to be a foul to Cameroon. The free kick goes the way of the indomitable Lionesses. Togo have got their tails up. They are starting to play with even more attacking intent and flair.
Indeed they do. I think they also realize that just one goal is not enough against a team like Cameroon, who can show the ability to come back and, you know, fight their way through.
Delivery into that danger area. It nearly fell kindly for Yango, who is in a relatively advanced position on the pitch and then commits a horrendous foul, almost diving at her opponent to try to win the ball back.
Yango needs to be very careful. I think the referee is now starting to have a look at her. She's been conceding a lot of fouls in that central midfield. And I only think that she tries to run with the ball quite a lot. And I think the Cameroonians need to really try and move the ball a bit more.
Now, Mfumetu, one of the few times she's gotten forward into the Togolese half, and this is what she's so well accustomed to doing. She and Nzana, the left back, when they get forward, Cameroon look really dangerous. And the front three move into a slightly more central position. That's going to be a free kick that not only goes the way of Togo, but you called it not even 30 seconds ago. Yango needs to be careful. She's going to collect a yellow card here. That's not what you would call commentator's curse. That's what you'd call fantastic analysis.
I think she's really just trying really hard to be a bit more aggressive, to show the intent. But in actual fact, it's always just about the strikers up front. I feel like they're really running in one straight line. They're not really giving her the angles, yet she sees the opportunity to try and run with the ball. And an undeserving, well, I mean, a deserving yellow card in this instance, but really uncalled for, especially considering that the team really needs her.
Ball forward, a long way down towards Mfumetu. I'm a little surprised that we've not seen a great deal of Noretu Yap in today's game. Somebody who's rose to prominence over this past year in superstar fashion, the reigning Guinness Super League Player of the Season, playing at Eclair, having already secured a move to France. She plays in Soyo now, in the top tier in French football. Kunu looking to pick out Ntegma. Gaka gets a touch, Summers involved as well, and Ngok wants to see that ball to the near side. It'll be a throw into Cameroon, courtesy of Ngok, who was another one of the players, incidentally, it's a free kick, incidentally, who was nominated for Player of the Season. Aradiap won the award. The new shining star of Cameroon football is the 17-year-old Ngok. It's taken quickly by Mengono. I mentioned she had played as a left-back previously. Although playing as an attacking player in a front three down the left flank for today's tie. She takes the throw-in quickly herself because she can. Trying to catch Togo a little unawares.
It's the sense of urgency. But of course, I think the Cameroonians now need to really try and connect with the passes that they make. And obviously with the passes, having 109 of those passes in key areas of the field as well.
It's going to be a free kick to Cameroon in a very dangerous position. Yeah, nearly double the number of passes completed than their opponents, but they have no shots on target in this game.
Maybe we could even argue the passing accuracy, Dwayne, in this instance, because they enjoy much of the ball possession, but how accurate are those passes? Are they connecting? Are they linking up in the crucial areas? And yet again, they have another free kick, a set piece. Can they convert? It's a tightly contested match. Togo took their opportunity in a set piece. They were rewarded. Can Cameroon do the same?
Gana Demeti is pacing her technical area, the coach of Togo. Long-time international who's now served women's football so admirably in Togo and overseen its rapid growth over the past decade or so. Woodiko's goal separates these sides. It came after a Bawu error. Bawu unable to prevent Woodiko from scoring. And the Togo lead with under 10 minutes to go to half-time against the mighty Cameroon. The indomitable Lionesses, who are hoping to finish first and foremost inside the top four of this tournament to secure a third successive ticket to the FIFA Women's World Cup. Gabriela Budiongene stands over this ball. Three-player wall. Liko, Nake, and Konu. The experienced defender looking to mark Ratuyap, but Gabriela Budiongene is focused on the free kick that she is about to take and deliver with both left and right boot. She'll look to curl this in towards the goalkeeper. And might she go directly at the near post? She's the kind of player that will produce genuine magic on the pitch. From the set piece. Into the net it goes. Cameroon get to celebrate an equaliser courtesy of Estelle Johnson. Delivered toward the near post. Goalkeeper a little flat-footed. Cameroon sneak in. Cameroon score. Days away from her 34th birthday, she's secured an equaliser for the indomitable Lionesses.
Captain does ever so well to brilliantly loft the ball in that box, but making sure that she locates this time around a teammate. Exceptionally well done from Johnson to make sure that she connects to that one. I think she fully deserves a goal in this tournament. She's been exceptionally great in these opening stages.
She's needed to be. She got the clearance away when the foul was committed behind her for the penalty. But now she's found the equaliser. It's the first goal Cameroon have scored at this tournament. And it's taken nearly 3 full halves of football for Cameroon to find their first strike. No concerns with the goal, and the play can get back underway as Togo kick off. She's not often involved in the goals, as Estelle Johnson, although very good aerially.
But of course, with her height as a centre-back, in those instances of set pieces, you would want her to be right up there with the attackers.
Not looking to go through the centre. Ball has come away. It's landed kindly for Nzana. Looks to feed out towards Gabriela Budi again. Into that 18-yard area she goes. And that's some really good defence by Asinho. That ball's been steered out of play on the far side. It'll be a throw-in. Cameroon, again, wanting to take quickly. Budi again, it takes it herself. And foul, says the referee, right on the edge of that 18-yard area. The Cameroon equaliser came from a free kick. Yango fouled here. They will be buoyed by this opportunity. Ooh, skirting the edge of that 18-yard area. 40 minutes have come and gone. Togo 1, Cameroon 1. Zabo from the far north of Cameroon. So let's watch his indomitable lionesses. Created a host of chances but failed to take any of them in that opening goalless draw against Zambia. They've finally scored, courtesy of their last set piece. Who will feed in from this set piece? Will it be Nzana? Budi again, who's going to take it. That ball is very close to dipping in. Nearly top corner from Gabriela Budi and strikes the woodwork in a way.
She really thought she could try her luck, and I thought maybe why can't she just whip it again, try and locate a teammate. They could always get the second ball and restart their attack. But obviously with the confidence high, why not go for it?
So Cameroon, as you say, high on confidence. They're starting to win free kicks in dangerous positions now. Yeah. When you have the ability that the Cameroon captain has to take set pieces, she'll take this one as well. As I say that, she's almost duffed one into the Togolese defensive line. Ngok. Togo will escape here. They've got a potential 3-on-2 had it been released quickly. And Awono's got the covered defence on. Yango is Budi again rather has played that ball back to the goalkeeper, pushed to the ground, but back on her feet and happy to continue. Mingono to Awona. She's played a club football in France and Spain previously. As a French youth international, Awona, playing in Italy with Napoli. Not unfamiliar with Ajara and Njoya, her teammate here, who is often an opponent. Inter Milan, one of the top sides in Italy. Chance here for Cameroon again. Bustling runs made by the front players. Nzana has it down the near side flank. Budi again. Do not be fooled. It's not on her right boot. She can deliver with the left. Chips it into that area, but unfortunately, from a Cameroon perspective, unable to keep that ball in play despite passing one player. Showing some of the signs that have seen her nominated on several occasions for African Women's Player of the Year.
She's absolutely brilliant on those one-on-ones, and our favourite obviously down on the left wing or on the right wing. But I think this is what you want to see from Cameroon, exercising the patience, recycling the ball, finding the opening spaces to make sure that they get in those crucial areas. With the percentage of just 27 final third entries, I think they should be maximising on that kind of position.
That's a great point. It's interesting to note that 2 of the Togolese players are already down and struggling with cramp. We're still in the first half. We're a minute odd away from the opening half. They certainly don't have the financial backing of some of the other teams on the continent, and not had the most ideal preparation for this tournament, have Togo. And maybe there's a sign that there's a lack of competitive action, but this was Ifumutu getting forward into a dangerous position. she gets her nose into those positions, she can deliver telling balls in towards some of the danger players. On this occasion, not to be, but the Togolese defence has been dealing with a series of genuine runs at their goal by some Cameroon stars,
of which I think they have done really well in this opening half. As compared to how they started against Tunisia, I think they've really held their own against Cameroon.
Indeed, 3 minutes of time has been added on as we hit the 45-minute mark here in Casablanca. Cameroon, they seem rather eager to take this match by the scruff of the neck and go into the break leading. Again, they look to test the opposing keeper, and Amuklu has come out tops this time. That's Kaglan, who is being treated behind their goal line. One of the two Togolese players who was struggling with cramp a moment ago. This delivery again, testing. That's goalkeeper equal to the task.
Goalkeeper equal to the task, and this is what you want to see from a goalkeeper who is quite assertive and can really give you that sense of relief that she's got the goals covered.
Free kick goes the way of Togo. And it's odd into the 3 minutes of time that's been added on. Lady Sparrowhawks against the indomitable Lionesses. Yango, who's sitting on a yellow card, needs to be a little more prudent in her decision making on going in for challenges like that. But we've effectively gone through the opening 45 minutes here, Amanda. How have you assessed the opening 45?
I thought Togo started off as a better team, showing much aggression with the high press, but obviously after scoring that goal, Cameroon came really hard, making sure that they forced them back, and they started dropping their defensive line all the way through to the goalkeeper. But I still feel that with experience that Cameroon has, they still need to be a bit more in charge of that ball possession and really maximizing it. But for Togo, I think they've really absolutely outdone themselves in this half.
They have. The entire team has stepped up, not just the star players, the players that have been more fancy to outplay their own teammates. The bulk of the squad is, of course, domestically based. They do have a handful of players playing in foreign leagues. The likes of Badat, the captain, and Talia Gas, and certainly Wodiko playing in France, and then Ntegma playing in Morocco. Nzana leaving Sama behind. Togo have recovered possession though. Gus looks to steer that ball into the path of Ntegma, who's got two players on her. Still gets a pass away though, and Johnson has called for Bawu to come for this, and that might be the end of this opening half as Bawu knocks this ball downfield in the hopes of trying to pick out Gabriela Budiongen. Referee pops the whistle in the mouth, puffs and signals the end of the opening half. It has been quite a remarkable opening 45 minutes. Chances for Cameroon and Togo in the opening stages of this time, but ultimately a penalty converted by Wodiko, and it's still Johnson's header for Cameroon. See the sides into the tunnel, level at 1 apiece here in Casablanca. This Group B tie heating up sensationally between the Lady Sparrowhawks and the indomitable Lionesses in the closing minutes. How will the second half fare?
Your Wednesdays will never be the same, ever. EFC's The Fighter is a gridlocked, action-packed show that gets you up close and personal with EFC fighters and the roster.
First of all, I'm a redhead, and I'm pretty sure it's a known fact that redheads have the highest pain tolerance.
Watch as they draw their blood, sweat, and tears for the love of extreme fighting. Catch The Fighter Wednesdays at 9 p.m. live on SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC TTT, and on Telkom 1.
2, 1.
Lights out, W Series is underway.
Oh, there's been hit! Jamie Chadwick's been hit!
Oh, look at this! There's a change in the lead! And there's the move.
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
In this Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Group B tie between Togo and Cameroon. As Cameroon got off to a false start, but will be looking to remedy their glut of missed chances from the opening game in today's tie as they take on a Togolese side that were humbled by Tunisia. We'll be hoping that they can find a little more composure and maturity on the ball in this, their second fixture of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. There is some Togolese support, and it has found its voice cheering in song through the warm-up as well. Sonia of Côte d'Ivoire gets us underway. It is Cameroon, the side who turn out in the green and red with yellow trim, taking on a Togolese outfit in yellow. He's immediately looking to get into a scoring position is Nzana, the Cameroon left-back, who is rather attacking. This is Ndegma, who scored the historic first goal for Togo in their opening fixture against Tunisia. And I can tell you, by this time against Tunisia, Togo were already trailing by a goal to nil, so already faring a little better in terms of giving themselves an opportunity to settle into the tie. Amoklu trying to set her wall. Credited with an own goal, unfortunately for the goalkeeper in the 4-1 loss to Tunisia. Ouidja's second strike was credited as an own goal to the goalkeeper. Got a hand on it, but then carried the ball over the line and scrambling back to the line. Cameroon from the set piece. Delivery here is dangerous, close to the keeper, who doesn't take it comfortably first time, but manages to steer it into the ground and grab it as it bounced. And now Sama is on her way down this near side flank. Sama's got great pace, but it's going to be Awona who cuts this out. Quality from the Italian-based defender. It's the set piece again, Amanda.
Not so convincing from the goalkeeper, but she does really well to sort of put out the steam of that ball and really try to launch an immediate attack.
Speaking of possession, this is Janet Yango. Unbelievable ability to keep the ball. And this time the pass is completed off the defender into Gabriela Bouriongen. A real chance for Mengono, and she skied it. Cameroon set up a near perfect break. Bouriongen with a perfectly weighted pass to an onside player who can't find the finish with nobody but the goalkeeper in front of her.
I think she's going to regret that opportunity. What a big chance for Cameroon to take the lead. Well orchestrated passes, trying to get through and penetrate in the passages. I think the captain really doing well with that executed pass into that 18-yard box.
When you look at that passage of play, can you see how Zabo has changed the lineup from having Abam waiting for deliveries to come to her centrally? So the VAR is being consulted here. Kai Tometi might be smiling in a moment. Video assistant referee. In the VAR office, as Johnson gets this ball away comfortably and clearly, it's Bawu who collides with Ndegma in what is ultimately an off-the-ball situation, considering where it's gone. All three were challenging for the ball. That was the idea, at least, before Johnson got the touch on it. Bursha Karbubi has signalled to the referee, but there might be something that she would like to check.
And obviously, communication is quite key in those kinds of situations where the centre back has to really go for the call, or the goalkeeper has to be very loud enough and be assertive in making sure that she actually gets much of the ball to clear their lines.
It does need to be clear communication, but you also don't want to be taking too many risks. Johnson getting there because she felt she needed to, with Ndegma behind her, and there was Talia Gus as well, who was not far away. She was standing in the line and trajectory of that ball, and a foot on that might have seen it steered goal bound. The Ladies Sparrowhawks, they are hopping around the field at the moment, trying to keep themselves warm and limber. The Cameroonians are gathered in two small huddles on the pitch, incidentally, as the referee just watches this over and over. It seems she's ready to make her decision. Having a discussion seemingly as well with one of the other officials through the communication aids that the referees wear. A decision to come, and we're going to see a penalty for the foul by Bawu on Ndegma, and Gabriel Zabo is fuming. You called it.
Yeah, I thought, realizing that she was late, I wonder if she had enough time to get out of that situation, and I think that's the kind of communication the referee had to consult with VAR to sort of be certain with the intent behind it, but obviously it's advantage to Togo.
Anjbo has conceded the penalty. She receives the yellow card as well, and Togo have an opportunity to secure a second goal at this tournament. They scored from the penalty mark against Tunisia, which proved ultimately to be a consolation goal. They will attempt from 12 yards out against Cameroon to score what they hope not to be a consolation goal, but certainly a goal that would give them the lead. It is the dangerous Wodiko who stands over this ball. The former Auxerre attacking player, loves to play down the left channel. Somebody who inspired her club this season to the Coupe de France final. They might have lost 8-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in the final, playing for Auxerre in France. But someone who is just days away from her 28th birthday has the opportunity to hand her country the lead. They'll have a second goal at this tournament, but importantly they lead, courtesy of the first Togolese woman to play professionally abroad. As they hit the front, courtesy of Wodiko's strike from the penalty mark. The experienced defender looking to mark Retuyap, but Gabriela Budiongen is focused on the free kick that she is about to take and deliver with both left and right boot. She'll look to curl this in towards the goalkeeper. And might she go directly at the near post? She's the kind of player that will produce genuine magic on the pitch. From the set piece, into the net it goes. Cameroon get to celebrate an equaliser courtesy of Estelle Johnson. Delivered toward the near post. Goalkeeper a little flat-footed. Cameroon sneak in. Cameroon score. Days away from her 34th birthday, she's secured an equaliser for the indomitable Lionesses.
Captain does ever so well to brilliantly loft the ball in that box, but making sure that she locates this time around a teammate. Exceptionally well done from Johnson to make sure that she connects to that one. I think she fully deserves a goal in this tournament. She's been exceptionally great in these opening stages.
She's needed to be. She got the clearance away when the foul was committed behind her for the penalty.
Africa, it's time to celebrate. It's time to see the beautiful game played by the queens of the continent. It's the Women's Africa Cup of Nations live in Morocco. See all the goals, all the exciting moments, all the action, and fall in love with the game all over again. Together, #WeWill. Catch the 2022 Women Africa Cup of Nations Morocco live on SABC Sport channels and SABC radio stations. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Battle. It was certainly Cameroon in the ascendancy in the closing stages of the opening half, but in the first half it was not all Cameroon's way. Togo not only dominated periods, but they led for a short while as well, courtesy of Wodiko's goal. So I'm delighted to say that Manda Lamini is alongside me for this evening's game, and Manda, just looking at the opening half and what they might be hoping to do in the future, 45 minutes, what do you expect to see, and what sort of changes would you like to see during the second half from both these sides? Not necessarily making physical changes in the form of substitutes, as Njoya just gets the ball into a dangerous area. Budiongen is waiting centrally for delivery to come. That is dealt with by the experienced Tunjo Tete. What are you expecting from this second half?
I'm really expecting a team like Cameroon to really try and exercise a bit of patience in their ball rotation, but at the same time let the ball move a lot quicker, get the angles of passing, and I think Johnson does really well to sort of be the one who initiates that passing game and passing ability of Cameroon. But also just really try and engage Njoya. She's your leading goal scorer. Try and engage her a bit more and create those goal scoring opportunities. But for Togo, obviously I think the coach in the change room would really encourage the girls to be a bit more compact, but not necessarily to let off the steam, because they've been really aggressive in their approach.
Yeah, I think the first 25 minutes or so they really kept it compact defensively, but when Cameroon came storming at them for periods of the latter stages of the half, they found themselves not playing some reckless challenges, maybe some tired challenges as well. We saw a couple of players already cramping in the opening half, which in a sense is also credit to the way Cameroon were running. Here's Budiongen getting into a danger position, looks to go beyond the keeper. She feels that she was fouled, but the referee has blown for a Togolese free kick.
A great opportunity for Cameroon to really try and initiate a goal attempt in this point, but I don't know if the captain just slipped there, or was she taken off her feet?
Well, she might have been taken off her feet, and if she was, we'll see VAR called into action. But Gabriela Budiongen, it did look like her feet were dragged out from under her, certainly from the initial vantage point. The referee was rather immediate in signalling a free kick to Togo. Play on is the call. VAR check required. Perhaps she slipped, but I tell you, it looked like her leg was almost dragged out from under her.
It did look like a senior was really trying to track her, but I think I have to commend her for being that necessary cover, because everyone was just so drawn to where the ball was, watching, and just the captain just slipping in there. But of course the referee doesn't see a need to have a relook at that one.
Ball out of to play on that far side again. Cameroon maintain a presence inside Togo territory. Now, a little battle developing on that far side. Zana is to get into the right areas here. This is just taking a look back. The incident. I still think the leg was taken out from under it.
I'm with you on this one, Dwayne. I'm absolutely with you on this one. And I mean, there's no harm in actually the referee going to consult and just taking a moment to have a look at VAR. But I guess she was quite certain of the decision.
Togo and Cameroon 5 minutes into the second half, and this ball steered away by Omoklu. Togo 1, Cameroon 1 is how it stands. Cameroon feeling that they might have had a penalty shout. It's not gone their way. There's Ngok. What a positive young star for the future. She's fast, she is strong. She's collected a caution here. She's somebody who's already shown that she's one to enjoy in the future as the chance goes just wide. Cameroon looking for the quick free kick that is taken. And then steered agonisingly wide across the face of goal. Mifumitu coming up on that set piece.
Togo here again just being caught napping for a bit. Njoya really missing a golden opportunity to give Cameroon the lead. But cause for concern here for Togo with not being able to deal with that aerial threat that Cameroon have been imposing.
Ball knocked away by Senior, the 20-year-old left back. She's certainly not a left back who you're going to see in the opposing half very often. She's a defender who likes to stay in her position rather than get forward, which is certainly an aspect of the fullbacks in the modern game, as free kick goes the way of Cameroon. And a rather heavy challenge by Badat on this occasion, and she is going to be suspended for the final group game, the captain. Wow. 30-year-old from Tarascon in France has gone off her feet from an awkward angle, and she's picked up a yellow card in successive matches, which means she is out for the final group game against Zambia in Stade Moulay Hassan in 3 days' time.
A big loss for the team, losing your captain on suspension. Especially also because she's one of the top players in the team and has really shown some great stability in that central midfield, making sure that she competes with the likes of Yango there in midfield. With their kind of experience, she's really also raised her hand up. But of course, we've seen so many clumsy tackles in this game, which I thought with the experience that is necessary at this level, sometimes you just need to jockey a player, make sure you force them back, push them further back to force them to give a back pass. But here, I feel like the physicality has just been another level.
Days of social media, and certainly in the days of modern technology, cell phones are out recording moments of history, memorable moments. And this might very well be a memorable moment for Gabriela Burionghen. 2016, she was player of the tournament. Already claimed the assist for Estelle Johnson's equalising goal. She hit the woodwork herself in trying to go directly at goal. Cameroon having ascendancy again potentially, this time a slightly less crisp free kick taken by Burionghen. Awona. Potential overlap building up for Togo if they can get this ball forward. They don't have the pace to move it forward quite the way they would have liked. Sama searching for a little support, and for a moment they lost it in midfield. Again, it's tidied up courtesy of Awona. Great cover defence by the Italian-based star.
Fatima as well has been doing a stellar job in midfield, just really complementing that hard work, making sure that she breaks play in necessary occasions in transition where it was initiated by Togo.
Fatima Letuyap, star of Cameroon's league this past campaign, as Kai Tometi watches on, the coach of Togo, who are already missing Ella Jankale, courtesy of a red card against Tunisia. Nathalie Badat will be suspended for the fixture against Zambia. And having collected yellow cards in the qualification, Dede Hunjo Tete, who returns to central defence for today's tie, was suspended for the first match. Togo have put together a rather unique run of having at least one player suspended for every fixture at their Women's Africa Cup of Nations. They are the highest ranked of all the tournament debutants, incidentally, at 118th in the world, as Sabude Ongene again delivers a ball in that is a little unkind for the goalkeeper as it bounces just in front of her. She's able to gather ahead of the fast closing Ajara and Chutanjoya.
Gabriela always just finding some space down on the flank, but really lacks in that ability of that final pass. But obviously the goalkeeper has to make sure in that area with the oncoming strikers like Njora, who are always lurking in that 18-yard box.
Well, you would have had some close contact with Gabriela Burungene over the years. She's lost a yard or two of pace. I mean, she's nearing her 34th birthday, but she's still a remarkable player.
She has been a great force in the women's game on the African continent and has really propelled Cameroon to where they are over the years. It would be rewarding for them to finally, get to the top of this WAFCON, which they haven't, seen that top two or first position in a while.
Yeah, three-time runners-up are Cameroon. They're ranked second in Africa behind only Nigeria. They are ranked above South Africa in the FIFA rankings. Just over 10 minutes gone in the second half. Togo and Cameroon 1-1 as it stands in what has been a thoroughly entertaining affair in this Group B tie. Lady Sparrowhawks against the indomitable Lionesses. Biko and Johnson having found goals 11 minutes apart in the opening half. And it was Togo, importantly, that were in front for a while. Joya. The skill and ability from the Inter Milan striker. Looks for a little bit of space into that danger area. Ngono was waiting for the ball to come away, and a little more ambition from the Togolese defender. Has seen it swept to safety. There's Gas, the striker, who is back helping out defensively, and Zana takes the throw in. It's a free kick to Togo. Kaglan, the fouled party on this occasion. Very solid in the qualifiers, Kaglan. She's a very short central defender. Only a little over 5 foot tall. Plenty of skill that makes up for it. Discussions in the Cameroon dugout. No signs of any changes for either one of these teams in the coming minutes as we approach the hour mark here in Casablanca.
I think for Cameroon it will be to try and look for someone in that midfield who can thread those passes, get the passing accuracy a bit right, but also maybe just to reinforce in that front attacking three, just to try and maybe complement Njoya, as they, I think, are desperate for this maximum win.
They certainly are. Togo again searching through the centre. This time it's Badat, the captain, who's been bumped off the ball rather heavily by Aretuyap. Set piece to Togo. Still plenty positive attitudes in both the Togolese and Cameroon supporter camps. Cameroon will not be wanting to have another draw, and not just for the fact that they will drop points if indeed they don't find at least one more goal in this tie, but for the fact that they've already got the unwanted record of having the most draws at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Meti is utterly flabbergasted that the ball has gone out of play and that's been given as a throw into Cameroon. Taking it quickly through Aboudiongene. Mfumetu does not keep it in play, and that'll be a Togolese throw now. Mfumetu, who broke her toe in the build-up to this tournament. She didn't play in the friendly against France in France. But, since Douala, she's been with the squad. Showing no signs of any injury in this tournament so far. There's Mfumetu. She's won league titles in Russia and Serbia. She knows how to play hard physical football. Somebody who was part of the team that finished runners-up in 2016 and took a bronze medal in 2018 as well. The assistant referee on the near side from Algeria, Asma Ferri El Wahab. Set piece already having been awarded to Togo. The players just going down again. I think it might be a little case of match readiness. Zabo is preparing to make a change. Claudia Dabda in Kevin Osol. Looks like they're going to be brought on momentarily. Well, this is not good news for Togo. Ntegma is unable to continue because she's been one of the stars. She converted the penalty in the first game. She won the penalty in this, the second match for Togo at this tournament. Gas, a touch, Ngok. Clearance by Johnson.
It has been a very tight physical battle in this match, and it is no surprise that some of the players are bruised. I can't imagine what they'll be feeling like at the end of the match. But this is just the physicality that you'd want to see in the game, without the reckless challenges, of course.
That's one of the strengths of Cameroon, is the fact that they have got the superior individual base. There is a greater fitness base. The preparation is far superior as well. The scoreline might read 1-1, but there is a lot in Cameroon's favour in certain regards. And they've got the far greater depth as well, so they can bring on fresh legs as and when required. Johnson forward, beautiful ball into a very dangerous Njoya, who can't control, and that ball spills free for the goalkeeper Amoklu to just bring under control. Again, there's concern for Togo. It looks to be the experienced Tunjo Tete who's gone down. What a glorious chance for Njoya to give Cameroon the lead in this tie.
We spoke about Cameroon's intentions of really trying to engage Njoya a bit more, and a beautiful pass from Johnson there to locate an unmarked Njoya in that instant, but she fails to control the ball and really maybe maximize on that opportunity. But yet again, Togo need to be mindful of those spaces. They have a tendency of ball watching, just really leaving the spaces behind them and the players who come running in late unmarked.
Drop of the head from Njoya. Meanwhile, dropping onto the stretcher now is Tunjo Tete. Having played in all three of the qualifiers for this Togo side, I say three qualifiers deliberately. They beat Sao Tome and Principe 5-0 in the first leg of the first round before Sao Tome withdrew for the second leg. And they beat Gabon 2-1 and 2-1 for a 4-2 aggregate win. So, not overly surprising here. The player who collected a fairly early yellow card is making way. Nyango has not had a bad game at all. And Bengono, who could have seen her name on the score sheet in the opening minutes of this match, but skied her effort. The Kazakhstan-based attacker is off, and Kevino Sol is on in her place. Claudia Dabda plays for Dynamo Minsk in Belarus alongside a handful of other stars at this tournament.
Key subs from the coach, and I think with Yango it could be just two things. He could be saving her because she's already on a yellow card, and if it is that they're looking to challenge for this group, they might need her in the next group, but in the next game. I'm sorry, but also again, maybe just an individual in midfield that can create those passing abilities to locate the front three. Maybe just really try and break those lines, those defensive lines that Togo have set.
I think the other thing that is critical here from a Cameroon perspective is that the coach is giving virtually everyone game time now, aside from the reserve goalkeepers. Plus the substitutions he's made in the opening couple of matches. He is spreading some experience at this tournament across the entire squad. Just seeing what he can expect from the players out on the pitch. 20 minutes down in the second half. Togo 1, Cameroon 1. Togo are playing with such heart. Kunjo Tete back on her feet, steers this ball to safety. Fumitu, that's a deep looking delivery as well. It's looking towards Gabriela Buriongene. Critical touch from the right back Gonu, who denied Buriongene a touch. She gets a chance to get on the ball here, but that's out for the corner. And frantic appeals saying that should have been a goal kick. Short by Cameroon. Buriongene, and she's wasted this chance.
A wasted opportunity once again when you have the likes of Johnson, who have shown capabilities of getting, to the end of those well-lifted passes, and I think Gabriela also has the ability to give you a good pass, but she just got carried away in that instant.
Gabriela Buriongene scored in that 3-1 loss to Netherlands at the last FIFA Women's World Cup. Quality goal. Genuinely one of Africa's finest ever. Through ball here that is just beyond her as well. She's always going to be in the action. Build-up play again from Cameroon. Just proving to be a thorn in the side. And the understanding between Njoya and Ungen it's just a delight to watch, especially when it clicks. They've known each other for the longest time. Almost 15 years when they were playing at the under-17s and then the under-20s and then the national team. Buriongene having been promoted first. Set piece. It's gone the way of Togo, and rightly so. Again, it's a bustling challenge in midfield, this time from Claudia Dabda. There's a little less joy from the Cameroon support base currently. Elements seem to lose their voice when what they thought was a legitimate penalty appeal for Buriongene early in the second half was denied. But after that, gotten quieter and quieter as the game has stretched on. Togo are competing.
Oh no, they definitely are. Just interesting to note as we see that injury, the fouls committed from Cameroon have been 20 fouls, whereas Togo have only given 11 fouls. But also the tackles, as we were talking about, Dwayne, Togo seem to have more of the tackles than Cameroon at 15, and just Cameroon at 13. It just shows the kind of physicality that this game has had so far.
Yeah, undoubtedly. It's been relatively physical. This should be one. Oh, that's beautifully run actually by the substitute Osol. And that's out for the corner. Taken short again and quickly by Cameroon. Osol for the corner again. Will they be a little more deliberate about it this time? The set piece. This is Star Johnson scored from the set piece in the first half for the Cameroon equaliser. Lifted high toward the back post. Keeper doesn't get there, but it's cleared by the Togolese defence. They might try a little run at their opponents, and we're going to see a yellow card issued to Awana here. Cynical in the end from the Cameroon defender.
Taking one for the team there. I think she realised the danger of the transition from the Togolese and really just tried to step back. Obviously there, I thought that should have been a foul from the referee as Johnson just stuck in there.
Johnson was being tucked up by these two Togolese players, with the keeper directly behind her as well. Ovela Wono. It's not the yellow card. Yaoundé born, but lived in France from the age of 6. Represent France as a youth international before attempting to represent Cameroon. I can tell you that Cameroon are looking to bring on 2 substitutes as well here. The delay is for an injury to the opposing goalkeeper. Ahmed Moklu is just getting a little treatment to the side and lower back. After that last passage of play. The keeper is up. Ladies Sparrowhawks have some support. Now we are going to see a couple of changes for Cameroon. Arutuyap is making way and Geneviève Belek is making her way on. So we're going to see Fleur Kameni, we were set to see Fleur Kameni making her way on. It's not happening at the moment. Like there'd be a double substitution, but not the case. Fumitu back towards Johnson, but Wodiko's brought that under control initially before losing it over the goal line. Togolese goal scorer can't fashion another window of opportunity for Lady Sparrowhawks. Here's Johnson. Fumitu. It's been called a free kick to Togo. Much to the disappointment of the Cameroon supporters. There seems to be growing discontent among the supporters. Certainly frustration for the players as Talia Gus is unable to keep that ball in play. Ngok. Back to Awona. Oh, that's slightly false touch. Puts a little pressure on Bau, but she recovers nicely. Zana, front side. Possession stats just keep growing for Cameroon, but it's how they're making use of it.
No, absolutely. They've had 4 corner kicks so far in the game and haven't really utilized those opportunities either.
Johnson and Awona look very comfortable alongside one another in central defence. They've not been beaten from open play in this tournament so far. That'll please them. Sama with a great run, but already up in support centrally, and it gives Awona time to bring that ball under control and feed for Ngok.
When they talk about dynamite comes in small packages, I think they're really talking about Sama, who I think has really tried to match the Cameroonians pound for pound, really getting into those physical duels, but also contributing a lot more in those creative ideas in midfield.
Yeah. Degma, Badat, Sama really have continued to reach Cameroon virtually in every area of this pitch. This is Konu who's struggling now, Yamakonu. The oldest squad members of this Togo side, one of the many players who competes for Amis du Monde, translated into English as Friends of the World. Just a little bit of cramp settling in. Point is on the cards, a historic point at that as well for a Togo side that lost their opening match rather heavily to Tunisia. The bad news for Togo is that Konu, after being stretchered off, has not immediately got up off the stretcher and back on her feet. Cameroon are searching for another call in their favour here. That ball has gone out of play, goal kick. It is set to be. The referee be asked to check something here. Well, we are going to see a change taking place, a substitution where Tanya Gus is making way, and on in her place Takiatu Yaya. So, slightly deeper lying player by trade. And maybe there's a story in that for Coach Kai Tometi. Whip off a forward and bring on a midfielder. So the referee is just waiting for some communication here. Just to confirm whether or not she would need to go and check the VAR monitor to consult the video assistant referee. Tometi, whose side won a penalty in the opening half that they successfully converted courtesy of Udiko, will not be wanting to see VAR signalled. Cameroon support are rather eager to see it being called. Play on, says the referee. 1-1 remains. A dozen minutes to play. Togo and Cameroon. Not only a goal apiece, but looking to be settling for a point apiece at this stage. No team has more draws at this tournament than Cameroon. They had a dozen coming into this tournament from their first 52 matches. After their opening day draw against Zambia, a match that they dominated but failed to win. Draw number 13 from their 53 WAFCON matches, the finals tournament. Only Nigeria has played more matches, incidentally, than Cameroon. Cameroon are one of only 3 countries to participate in every edition, along with South Africa and Nigeria. Record champions, 9-time champions, going for number 10, who were beaten by, among the pre-tournament favourite, South Africa in their opening game. Long-range shot here that is gone wide.
I think this just really shows that they've had challenges in front of goal, really trying to find those solutions, because they do ever so well building up from the defence, so of course led by Johnson. At midfield is tight enough to compete. But it's just finding those solutions in key areas in the final third.
Yeah, the player who is down. We are going to see a double change for Cameroon. A little body bump. So Ngok makes way and Bella Rose is on in her place. Bella Rose, yet another player who gets game time for Coach Zabo. While the captain is substituted off, Gabriela Budiongene. And Flor Kameni is on in her place. So attacking players on.
Substitution number 2 for Cameroon. The player
Gabriel Zabo is going on the attack here. Bella Rose, incidentally, is among those players that have been shortlisted for the CAF Women's Footballer of the Year, as she gets on the end of this one and delivers a ball into the near post, the Turkish-based attacker. Here's Yaya. Excitement building for Togo. For Cameroon, it's a real sense of urgency here. Attacking players are on. Fresh legs for Coach Gabriel Zabo. El Táctico, he's known as. Fairly simple translation. Known for his tactical master plans. At the moment, it's about the execution of those master plans. Not quite going the way that he would like. Johnson looks to cover this, and indeed, it's ricocheted off her opponent and out of play, so Cameroon throw as well. Fumitu. Looking for the longer throw. Enjoy. Oh. Well, that's just a throw gone horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong, and the assistant doesn't even ask for a retake.
It was I thought that would have been a foul throw. Fumitu this time is wiping her hands before she attempts the throw. This time it's good and clean and long. Into that 18-yard area. Down she goes. Free kick to Cameroon. The assistant referee raised her flag immediately as contact was made and the referee agreed. Sama looks like she's going to be cautioned here. And that was just so clumsy and nowhere near the ball. This is where Gabriela Budiongene would have liked to be standing to take the set piece. She's just been substituted off. Some other player caution. 9 goals and 13 assists this past season for the star out wide for Club Cameroun du Monde. Genuinely dedicated and passionate footballer. Well, that was almost a lazy challenge in the closing minutes of this tie. You don't often see much emotion from Kai Tometi, but although she's sitting down, there was a few words spoken in anger by the coach. Here's Mbelek. Preparing to take this. Johnson will be among the players she may target. Minutes to go, plus some added time. Cameroon from the set piece, and Johnson was not too far away from seeing that ball going goal bound, deflected away out for the corner. She's proving to be a bit of a thorn in the side for Togo from set pieces. Mbelek will take from the corner. Flat but away from Johnson, flicked away by Ntegma. By Nzana into a danger area. Nzana, the left back, is standing in a right back position at the moment, trying to win back possession. Awona. It'll be a free kick to Cameroon. You don't want to go from urgency to desperation, though, and it's a very dangerous precipice that Cameroon seem to be standing on the edge of.
They seem to be throwing everything at this game, or this final 5 minutes of the match, and obviously you have to really always be mindful of the opportunity of a break or a counter from the Togolese.
Diko and Johnson with the goals that see these sides locked at one apiece at this stage. Play on the near side of the park. Togo genuinely played their hearts out after the opening day disappointment of a 4-1 loss to Tunisia that started on such a disappointing note for the Lady Sparrowhawks. Down by a goal inside the opening minute. They're running back to a position and seemingly pleased with the referee's decision.
A very young team just holding their nerve, showing no respect to the Cameroonians.
Down, flicked on the far side, Assaul is after it. Both appealing for a throw-in. It's gone Togo's way. A few more smiles from some in the stands, but I doubt it's because of the result so far. Fumitu. Bella Rose taking no chances, Asinio. She's been around and defensively reliable since 2011 when making her debut. So again getting involved in attempted clearance, but Cameroon winning the ball back in a dangerous position. While Kameni was able to send in, the delivery was able to come in. Kameni was unable to get anywhere near the ball.
Cameroon just have persisted with that front line of confrontation, making sure that they apply the necessary pressure, but haven't been rewarded for their efforts. of course, creating those scoring opportunities, but haven't really been clear.
Far side, down goes Kevin Osol. Another free kick to Cameroon, and we're going to see another yellow card in this tie. This time it's Gake who is cautioned, and she nods knowingly. Does the 19-year-old? As we hit the 90th minute. Knowing nod from Gake. Played such a massive role in qualification for this Togo side. She knew it was late when she got up. Scored in the first leg of their second round tie against Gabon, and then got the assist for the decisive goal in the second leg as well. She's been stupendous alongside Badat in keeping Cameroon at bay. They've disrupted Cameroon's attacks in all the right ways. As we hit the 90-minute mark, 4 minutes of time has been added on here in Casablanca. It's tournament debutants Togo against three-time runners-up Cameroon, and the score reads 1-1 at the 90-minute mark. This has gone too high. It's floated over everybody. Togo are going to make sure they count down every last second they possibly can.
I think Njoya should have done a lot better in that situation. Instead of really going for target, but try again, use the likes of Johnson in the box, use their height and maybe try and locate a teammate. And it's again a wasted opportunity.
For Cameroon, it might come down to their final group action against Tunisia here in 3 days' time. Tunisia having won their opening game. If this ends in a 1-1 draw, it'll be a very interesting group, because you would have the 4 teams separated by 3 points, and anything could happen on the final day. Togo would have 1 point, Cameroon would have 2 points, Tunisia would have 3 points, and Zambia would have 4. You spoke about the physical element of Sama. Despite being a rather diminutive player, she's really playing with heart. Cameroon from the corner. It's a ball delivered in beautifully as well. But Kameni unable to turn that goal bound. Almost looked like a little too much curl on it. It caught her by surprise.
Really caught her by surprise. I thought she was really trying to direct the header into that far post, but really couldn't connect accurately.
Goalkeeper down again. Togo are only a couple of added time minutes away from securing a massive result in the history of Togolese women's football. This is their first ever Women's Africa Cup of Nations. This will be their first ever point. They've already scored 2 goals at this tournament. They've got that little bit of history behind them, but a milestone awaits for Kai Tometi, who just... she can't even watch the closing minutes, it seems. Usually no emotion. Usually no emotion, but even now, while she's trying to hold it together, it's starting to ooze from the body of Kai Tometi. Genuine emotion here. So close to a little piece of history.
She is struggling to hold her nerve. But her players, the instruction that she has given to her players in that halftime conversation, stay compact, remain in your zones. They have held their own, they have held their nerve. I think they brought it, Dwayne. I don't see why she's panicking.
Well, play will get back underway from the goal kick here. Confirmation of a yellow card that was just whipped out for the goalkeeper. Referee whipping out the yellow card for time wasting. foul in the middle of the park. This time Togo have the set piece on the edge of the centre circle. Cameroon technical area and Togolese technical area. Both have individuals who seem filled by anxiety and frustration. Togo, frustration that the whistle hasn't gone yet. Anxious about the final whistle in the time that's counting down. The referee signals the end of this tie, and Togo have achieved the historic first point. They have claimed a 1-1 draw against the mighty Cameroon on tournament debut. Togo, ranked 118th in the world, have pulled off a result, and they are utterly delighted by it. Cameroon look crestfallen, absolutely broken by a second successive draw in this tournament, and a 1-1 draw against the debutants of Togo. Kaitometi, overcome with emotion. The history-making team marches on with one match to go when they'll take on Zambia in their final group game. Tunisia is to come for Cameroon.